Hi, this is the introduction video for EDL 850 School Law. My name is Lindsay Sellers. I am currently a school counselor at Salina South High School. I am the director of the PBD program, which is a program for at-risk students who are at risk of graduating with their high school, their cohort high school graduating class. I'm in year number 13 as a high school counselor and was a middle school science teacher before this. I got my bachelor's in elementary education at K-State as well as my master's in school counseling. So Salina South High School is one of two high schools in Salina Public Schools, USD 305 here in Salina, Kansas. Our community has about 50,000 people in it. Like I mentioned, we have two high schools. There's also two middle schools as well as 8 elementary schools. 4 of the elementary schools feed into one of the middle schools, the other 4 into the other middle school, and then each middle school into one of the high schools. We range usually between about 1,030 to 1,050 students here at South High School. We're a 5A high school in the state of Kansas. We have approximately 85 certified faculty members, and the majority of our student population are middle to lower class in regards to socioeconomic status. On a personal level, I have 3 children. We have a 19-year-old daughter at Wichita State. She's studying elementary education to hopefully become a teacher. And then we have 3-year-old twin boys at home who certainly keep us on our toes on a daily basis. My husband coaches football and track here at South High School, and so we just enjoy being a family, being active in our community with our children, Salina as well as South High School. So in regards to reflecting on what I've seen in my personal experiences in regards to my school administrators demonstrating knowledge of federal, state, and school law, unfortunately, most probably would say we've had a couple due process hearings the last year or two here at South High School that have been in regards to some IEP issues as well as some 504 issues. And so dealing with that, there's obviously some federal and state law that we deal with. We also have a school lawyer who actually holds the position of our human resources director. She is frequently consulted with if there are daily things that need attention. And then there's also outside lawyers and law firms that help the school district if needed. In regards to school board policy, I would say our administrators have our policies aligned with what consequences that might go along with discipline, making sure that those are kosher with what board policy says. Also seeing them actively check board policy before doing any type of personal searches of book bags or vehicles or anything like that if there's any suspicion that there may be a safety concern for students. And seeing them also refer to board policy multiple times in discipline or long-term hearing suspensions with students who may have done something here at school that isn't safe or would be a threat to other students in the building. As far as my personal knowledge, I have a lot of room for growth. I would say I'm always taking mental notes in conversations and situations that I have with my administrative team. And so I think that's a great way to learn is by experience and what others are currently dealing with. Also, making sure to learn the proper protocol and procedures for a variety of situations in regards to 504s and IEP laws. I deal a lot with different kinds of meetings and needs for students, and so making sure that you're following what needs to be done in regards to those processes. Board policy, I obviously know how to access that, and I'm learning to understand. Being willing to ask questions is one of my big things as well. So my personal growth plan, I guess you could say, or my plan for improvement and learning in regards to school law is taking this class. I think is step number 1. I'm hoping it brings some new insight, being willing to ask questions, consult when appropriate, and then doing your own reading and interpretation, and then consulting and having conversations with colleagues and other professionals if questions come up, but definitely taking that leap of faith to do some of your own learning. So that's a little bit of an introduction. Like I said, I look forward to learning with everyone else.